Monday. I am your host, Miss Monday of Axe Monday. And today we're going to get deep. We're going to talk about how different spirits can come into your life and drain you mentally, financially, and spiritually. So I'm going to share my video to my other pages, tag a friend in this video, or share this video for somebody who really needs a word and understanding how the enemy can come in many forms, and you can even be sleeping with the enemy and not even know it. All you know is that person brings a lot of negativity or drama into your life, but you don't understand why. And it's deeper than them just being a bad person. Sometimes people come with spirit. So let me share this video, and we will definitely start live at 3. Hey, Ruben, my buddy out in California. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday. And please stay tuned because today's message is going to be powerful. I really feel it. And like I said, before I go on every Monday, I go into prayer and I ask God to, guide my tongue to bless somebody that is going through a particular situation, that something I said can shift them into a different mindset and shift them to wanting to bring change into their lives. Because for me, that's what it's all about. It's about being able to help a person have a different mindset and to change their life for the better. Because people do it for me. The people that I listen to do it for me. Actually, I just got off listening to Joel Osteen, who is a great preacher and speaker. And I love his analogies and I love the way that he tells his stories. So I'm going to share this. I see myself. And it's a gloomy day here in Rochester, New York. It's been raining all day, and it's just like, I'm not feeling the weather, but I am blessed to see another day, so we will make the best out of today, as always, and the message is going to be powerful. And when I know my message is going to be powerful, I just get a warm feeling over my body, and it's just, I don't know, I just get a feeling that it's going to touch a life. So once I share this, we're going to get started. I'm my own timeline. I'm coming. All right. That's that. I'm going to turn the camera around. I got 2 new black pillows. Well, today, actually. I think they're so cute. So let me get in my spot without the glare. This is my spot right here. Hi, everybody. Welcome to my show, Axe Monday. Get the computer out the screen. Right there. Come on now. I am your host, Miss Monday, and this is my page, Axe Monday. On Mondays, we talk about real life issues. On Wednesday mornings, we do a 20-minute plus size cardio workout. And on Fridays, which is my favorite, we do Fashion Haul Fridays, where I show the things I purchased through the week, and I give my viewers an opportunity to buy. Okay, so today's topic is really a touchy subject for me because not only have I been through it, but friends and family members that I have been through it as well. And it's just about how, put it like this, think about it. Think about, has there ever been someone in your life, whether it was your mate or family member or somebody from childhood, that always had something negative to say about you? Regardless of what you did, they never saw the beauty in you. They never complimented you. They never said good job. They never encouraged you. They never pushed you. And it just seemed like the only thing that they ever brought to your life was some kind of strain, some kind of drama. You call them, all their conversation is about negativity or ways to get over on people or ways to hurt people. We've all have had that type of spirit in our life. And I'm going to speak for myself first. So I was married to that type of spirit. And I don't make videos to bash my ex-husband because I think that he's a decent person, but because I've had experiences with that person, I'm able to share my side of the story. It's 2 sides to every story, and then there's the truth. But I like to share how I was feeling and what I experienced, to my honesty. You know what I'm saying? So you could be like somebody like me. I always knew what my calling was, and I always tried to work towards my calling. But I could never truly reach my full potential because of the relationship I was in. When you're in a relationship and you're being abused mentally or physically or both, it's hard to reach your full potential. It's difficult to believe in yourself. It's difficult to see the beauty in you that is there. When you have somebody constantly telling you you ugly or you're a whore or you'll never amount to anything, it's hard to look in the mirror and see the beauty inside you when it's not obvious or if it's not being celebrated. And being with somebody who is always negative or who doesn't believe in you or who always puts you down, whether it's a parent or a mate, it just sometimes you start to believe some of those things. Even though you may argue with that person and beg to differ, a little bit of that sinks in and it starts making you think that maybe I am unattractive. Maybe I'm not smart as I thought I was. Maybe I can't accomplish the things that I think I can accomplish. And especially when it's coming from a loved one or someone you look up to or someone you have expectations of, it's easy to go into a depression and to start second guessing yourself. To start believing that maybe I'm not that person that I think I am. Maybe this guy is right. Maybe I'm worthless. Or it's some women that have a lot of kids and people tell them no man will ever marry you. You already have a already made family. And we all know that is not true. So think about people in your past or that's in your life right now who's constantly saying negative things about you or who just never feed the good side of you, because you got people who like are wishy-washy. Like I know somebody who dates a man that is abusive and sometimes he does compliment her and other times he put her down and puts his hands on her. So it's like, is it really worth it? You think, I always go by the 80-20 rule. If a person can make me feel the way I want to feel 80% of the time without any type of abuse involved, then I'm all for it because we're all human and we all fall short. But it's just the way you have to do things and the way you have to address the people that you love. And I got a couple of things written down here so I won't forget. And one thing I wanted to say is there's a lot of suicide going on in the world. I think it's always been going around in the world, but now, especially with social media, it's being covered more. A lot of people are feeling helpless and hopeless. And a lot of people kill themselves or contemplate suicide based on how someone in their life is making them feel. Whether it's a parent, it's a mate, they feel worthless. They feel like the only way out of that situation is death. I guess I might have complimented suicide once my son died, but I just felt like if I died, the pain would go away. But it was a brief thought, and I'm like, nah, that's not for me. But just imagine the people who have these thoughts every day, all day, that they're constantly contemplating suicide. They feel worthless. They don't want to be around. They feel as if the world would be a better place without them. And my heart goes out to those people because every day doesn't rain. Some days will be sunshine and nothing lasts forever. Everything under the sun has an expiration date. Just because the last couple of years of your life was not the way you wanted it to be does not mean it can't change right now. If your life has been constantly up and down, it seems like everything you do is wrong. It seems like what could go wrong does go wrong for you. That doesn't mean you are cursed, or that doesn't mean you can't change things around. You have to look inside your life, and like I tell people, take an inventory on your life. Get out a pen and pad and write down the things that are making you sad. and write down what you need in your life to be happy. Sometimes when we write it down and we actually look at what it takes to change our life, we see that it's not much. It might be 2 or 3 things on your list. And once you see what it's going to take, then start working towards it. Do not give up on yourself. Do not give up on your life. There's so much more in store for you. Your story is not complete. I think about, what if I would have gave up when my son died? What if I would have gave up when I left my abusive marriage? And now here is a couple years later, I'm living the life that I've always wanted to live. I'm happy, I'm encouraged, I'm able to encourage others, but it's all because I didn't give up. I didn't kill myself, and I didn't allow my past to determine my future. If you in a rut right now, if you somewhere in the corner crying tears, if you feel like it's just the last straw in life, starting today, dry your tears, stand in front of a mirror and remind yourself, I am beautiful. I am someone. I have a mission to accomplish in life. Think about what you used to want to do as a child and make it happen. Think about your dreams, your aspirations, and what's important to you. Because sometimes when we have negative people in our life, we forget about what's important to us. We start going above and beyond to try to please them, to try to make sure that they have the life that they want. And we put our life and our dreams on the back burner. I wouldn't have been able to get this far in my business, in my life, if I would have stayed in that same relationship. Because who wants to speak in front of people when they have scars on their face? When they have a busted lip? When they've been crying all night and their eyes are puffy? When they just feel worthless? I had to close that door in order to open the door to abundance and spirituality. Sometimes I'm going to speak for men and women. Sometimes as women, we start treating our mates like gods. We start treating our mates like they are gods, and we don't want to do anything to upset them. We praise them, and even though they give us their butt to kiss, we still bend backwards to try to please our mates. And who we should be trying to please is God. Because one thing about when you please God, He will please you back all the time. And sometimes we go out our way trying to please these men, and we constantly getting a slap in the face, constantly being disrespected, constantly going lower instead of going higher. And that's the difference between man and God, because when you have God in your life and when you praising Him, He's going to make sure that you'll always be afloat, that there will always be abundance in your life. And speaking on abundance, when you have negative spirits in your life, they are blessing blockers. Have you ever dated someone or befriended someone and everything in your life was going decent, and all of a sudden it just seemed like your blessing stopped? You getting bad luck after bad luck after bad luck, and you don't understand why. Why is my life changing like this? Why am I not reaping the benefits that I used to reap? It's because you have somebody in your life that is stopping all the good that's coming from the universe to you. But guess what? It's not forever. It's just held up until you remove that toxic person out of your life. And that's what happened to me. All my blessings were being held up because I was so busy worshiping the person I was with. And so my blessings was held up. But when I released that person back to the wild, blessings start pouring in. And when I started depending on God and not man, God said, okay, now that you're back on my side, I'm going to help you get to where you need to be. Because listen, where we need to be in life and what we are called for and what we are born to do, no one can really help us get to that level but God. To have faith in yourself and have faith in what you're trying to do. Because if you look to your family and your friends, to support your business or to support every decision you make, you will be disappointed. You have to get to a point in life where you can go to God, vent to God, come out with your decision, and move forward. That you don't have to seek approval from the world or your family and friends in order to better your life, better your situation, better your finances. There's a lot of people women that's being abused mentally and physically. Why do we stay? Why do we stay with men who hit us or talk down to us or make us feel worthless? You know in your heart you don't deserve it. And even when I was in my situation, it was always something in my soul that was telling me, you too good for this. You don't deserve this. God got bigger plans for your life. I had bigger plans for my life. But it took me to get to the point where enough was enough. Enough was enough. I didn't want to end up dead. I didn't want to end up homeless. I didn't want to end up suicidal. I just had to go inside of myself and say, self, it's either you or him. Well, who's more important to you? You are. And so I had to see the value in myself, and that is what made me want to leave. And it made me feel like I was making the best decision of my life. If you in a bad situation and you dragging your feet trying to leave because you unsure, you riding the fence, then I feel like you accepting that treatment. You're accepting that treatment. There is a solution to every problem. And I know sometimes people's situations can be worse than others, but it's a way out. It's a way to say enough is enough. If that person don't respect you and that person is not willing to change, sometimes people are sent to your life to destroy you. Just like God has his angels that work for the good, Satan or the enemy have his angels that work for the bad. And a person and evil spirits cannot touch you unless God gives it the okay. Okay, you know what? Speaking for myself, I'm going to let Monday marry this man. This is not the man I chose for Monday, but Monday so hell bent on being with this man, marrying this man, even though she knows this man treats her like crap. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Marry him. Be disrespected. Be in a domestic violence marriage and deal with that because that's what you want to do so bad. I'm going to let Monday do what she want to do. So Monday did what she wanted to do. Monday said, I do. And then Monday went through hell. And then it came a day where all I could go to is God. God, how did you let me get into this situation? But we all have free will, so it was my decision. But then when things go bad, we run back to God like, I need help getting out of this. And God says, come on, my child. Let me show you. Let me teach you. Let me take you out of the situation because you want to go. I wasn't dragging my feet. I was running full speed ahead with the help of God because I knew I no longer wanted to be in that situation. And sometimes some women don't even make it out. Think about all the women who've been killed by the hands of somebody who loved them. Sometimes it's too late. So why keep waiting around being mistreated? You have to realize that time is of the essence. You have to realize that your life is way more important than a abusive relationship or an abusive marriage. You have to get your self-worth. Don't forget about what you went through as a child. Forget about the beliefs of you're not being worthy or you being a hoe or you being ugly or you being overweight. Forget about all of that because none of that is true. But what is true is you have a second chance to start a new life. That's the great thing about life. You can always reinvent yourself. I reinvented myself. I don't label myself as a victim. I am a survivor. I am a remix survivor who went through some things in life and decided to remix my life, rename my life, reclaim my life, and to be the woman that I am trying to be today here in 2017. My past is just an example of how you can go through hell and still end up on top. And that's what my life is all about, and that's what my story is all about. And those are the type of people I seek and I love, and I just love to hear their stories of triumph. You know, people, great people all over the world have been through the worst things. But what separates them from anybody else is their ability to overcome adversity, their ability to overcome all the strikes that was against them. There were so many strikes against me, but with the help of God, I wouldn't claim it. I wasn't going to settle and say, okay, this is the hand I was dealt. I'm just going to go along with it. No, I know I'm worth more. I know I want more, and I'm going to fight for my right. Fight for your life. You know, sometimes we have to pretend as if we're in the arena of life and we're going to fight for our life. And there's no settling. There's no, well, maybe. No. You have to make up your mind and be sure about what you want in life. Be sure about what you want and go after it like you fighting for your life. There might be sleepless nights. There might be times where you're unsure about the next move. But have faith in yourself. Especially if you have children, young, impressionable children, you're in a bad relationship, a bad situation. You need to be an example for those kids. And you need to show your kids that, okay, sometimes you get in a bad situation, but you can bounce back. And that's the beauty of life, that you can bounce back. Your story is not over. You can write and rewrite the story of your life as much as you want. It is not done. Just because somebody else says that your life is over and you have to deal with that forever, that's not true, because guess what? Just like, okay, let's say this for instance. You know how a person can get in trouble, go to court, and the court can rule on it. But then there's a Supreme Court who can overrule any court. So say your local court might say one thing, and then the Supreme Court, you take your case to the Supreme Court. Come on. And the Supreme Court has a whole different ruling. But guess what? The Supreme Court has nothing on God. God he says the last ruling. You know, I know people that went to a doctor and been diagnosed with cancer and gave them so many months to live, and they end up living for years to come. You know why? Because God had the last say so. He is the Supreme Court. God can do things in your life that man cannot do. So stop feeling defeated. Stop feeling there's no way out when you have the Most High on your side. And he can reverse, return, and overdo anything that you think you can't. Stop. You don't have the power to do certain things. That's why we look up to a higher power, so we can be strengthened by God and his word and by the things that he can do in your life. How he can move mountains in your life. And it's people that have recovered from drug abuse for years and just different things. And there's a couple things I did right down here. Just like God with me. I married the wrong person because that's what I wanted to do. I took it to the higher court, and guess what God said? Overturn. That wasn't for you. But guess what? You got another path to change your life and make a better decision. You know? And we don't have to settle for discomfort. We do not have to settle for discomfort. If you're in a situation, whether on your job, with your kids, with a mate, whatever, you don't have to settle for discomfort. You can make a way to change your life. There is no excuse for being unhappy. No. There's no excuse for being unhappy. Because if there's something that's making you unhappy, that's stressing you out, it can be eliminated or it can be remixed. It can be put in your favor. Instead of stressing you, it can either make you happy or you can eliminate it. There's nothing in your life that is so hard it cannot be fixed. And you know, I see a lot of people that's dealing with depression. And I feel like with anything you're dealing with and you don't have an answer to, some people don't have a prayer life. Some people don't want to go to God. And if you are that type of person, then fine. But guess what? If you're on social media, if you have access to the internet, Go and look up ways to fight depression. Go look up ways to beat depression. Study. Study what you need to help yourself. You might can't afford to go to a psychiatrist. But guess what? With the internet, with all the information, with YouTube and Google and everything else, there's no reason why you should sit in pain and you should sit in depression and anxiety when there's plenty of information for you to correct the problem. Correct it. Okay, you suffer from depression, go and get some information on, free information on how to rectify that situation. Depression is a spirit, just like lust, just like greed, and low self-esteem. You don't need that in your life because you can never reach your full potential. We have enough people that's mediocre, enough people that's willing to settle for crumbs. Why settle for crumbs when you have this whole entree, 7-course meal waiting for you with your name on it? But first, you must ask, believe, and receive. And you also must remove the negative people out of your life. I don't like when people speak negative things into my life. Okay? Now, I always talk about my knee. My knee sometimes bother me. And so my man was like, oh, you might have to have surgery on your knee. No. Like, I don't even play things like that. Don't speak nothing into my life that's negative or something that I don't want to be a part of. Speak recovery in my life. Speak peace. Speak positive things over me. And that's why I don't really deal with a lot of people. I don't really conversate with a lot of people, especially people that's not woke, especially people that's ignorant, because certain words have power. And I don't want to be involved with people who don't speak positivity into their own life. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't like people to speak anything negative to me or in my life because I do not accept it. I will not receive it. I only receive good things to my life. And I try to only speak good things to other people's life. I try to speak recovery, good health. When I wake up in the morning, listen, I was just reading a book and it says, I am, the words I am is the strongest words in the universe. Once you say I am, and whatever comes after I am will be manifested. So in the morning, I say, I am beautiful. I am healthy. I am smart. I am God-fearing. I am going to change a life. I am going to become a multimillionaire. I am just anything that I feel that I want manifested in my life. I am a good mother. I am a good friend. Anything I want manifested in my life, I make sure to speak those things a few times a day. Words have power. So just imagine somebody doing the opposite in your life a few times a day. You are lazy. You are stupid. You will never become nothing. You are ugly. You are unattractive. Imagine hearing that time and time and time and time again. It's going to sink into your brain and you're going to start believing that. And you're going to be walking and talking in a way that manifests what other people have put into your life. Don't allow people to curse your life. Don't curse your own life. Always speak blessings. You don't need to go to a church for a pastor to put a word over you. Speak a blessing in your own life. Remind yourself who you are. Remind yourself there's a calling on your life. Remind yourself that God has bigger plans for you. You are not anything negative that people's trying to put into your mind, but you are everything positive and uplifting and encouraging. Speak life into yourself. Stop going into agreement with negative things. Stop saying all the time, I got a bad heart. I don't know if I'm going to make it. No, all is well. Every morning when you wake up, I don't care how much pain you in. Say, God, thank you for restoring my heart. God, thank you for restoring my health. God, thank you for restoring my body. Speak things as if they already exist. That is the best advice I can give to you. Because for one, it's in a good book, the Bible. And for two, if you truly think about it, just imagine, you know how sometimes you think about people like, dang, I haven't heard from so-and-so in a long time. And that person call or that person come by or you bump into this person at the grocery store. It's not coincidence. It's the law of attraction. You attracted that person to contact you without even knowing, but that's how the law of attraction works. And that's how you can be in control of your own life and your own destiny by speaking good things into existence. Stop always worrying. Stop stressing. Stop believing that the world is out to get you when the Bible says all things work together for the good. And that's not just for Christians or Muslims. It is for everybody it's for everybody. All things work together for the good, but you got to believe it. You have to believe that you are entitled to have a good life. I don't care what your past look like. So what? My past is checkered, and every day I still feel entitled. I still wake up in the mood where's mine, because I'm here to get it. Because we all deserve it. Life is short. We're going to all die, but die knowing that you gave it your best. That you believed in yourself, that you stood up for yourself, that you fought for yourself, and you didn't let somebody take your life in their hands and crush it. Don't let nobody crush your life. If you want to put your life in somebody's hands, put your life in a person's hand that knows how to feed you and water you and grow you and stroke you and encourage you and just cradle you. That's the type of hand I want to be in. That's the only type of hands I'll allow myself to be in. If I'm in a relationship and my man can't support me and water me and feed me and bathe me and encourage me and put good words into me, I don't need it. I don't need it, because what's the opposite of that? Destruction. But listen, if you're seeking a person to do all those things, you have to be willing to give it in return. And that's how you live a good life. People talk about karma as if karma is bad. It depends on how you live in. Because if you live in good, karma can be a good thing. And I seek those things from my man, but guess what? I do him the same way. I talk to him. I encourage him. I bathe him. I water him. I feed him. I pray over him. Because I want the same in return. So guys, I just want to tell y'all, hey Earl! I just want to end by saying this. Karma can be a good thing. If you treating people with respect and you treating people good, it'll come back to you. And if it doesn't, if you treating somebody good and they don't reciprocate it, let them go. If you're in an abusive relationship, mentally or physically, it's time to think about you. It's time to put you first. It's time to make that list. It's time to make that list of what's important to you, what you want to accomplish, and who you don't need in your life. Write down those people who are always negative and avoid them. And write down the people who are always encouraging and uplifting, and seek them. Build a strong relationship with them. We need that. We need to be water as people. We need our ego strokes sometimes. We need to be encouraged. We need to be reminded of our beauty and our intelligence and our grace. As women, we need that. So get you some people in your life who's going to encourage you and push you and motivate you and applaud you and cheerlead for you. You don't need anybody that's negative, that's swearing at you, that's abusive, that's always putting you down in some kind of way. I got to end this video, but it was a great video. I knew it was going to be powerful. It definitely touched me. And I just encourage everybody in Monday Nation to ask, believe, receive. And if you don't have a relationship with God, build one. Build a relationship with God. You don't have to turn into a saint, but let him dote on you a little bit. Let God show you his mercy and his grace, and let him show you how God will spoil you. And I'm telling you, I'm spoiled. It was times I didn't know how I was going to do certain things, and guess what? It fell out the sky. And I knew it only could be God. So with that, I gotta go. Have a great week. I will see you guys Wednesday at 7 a.m. So myself, I'll be working out in the same room, getting it in. I love you guys. And remember, it's not over until you win.